Hello Gemini, welcome to your reading. So this is spiritual advice. This card will be spiritual advice for you guys for the month of July. Solitude. Okay. Ooh, this card was missing. Should I do it again or should I, just in case it comes out? Spiritual advice for Gemini. Shadow. Okay, so maybe I needed to. So solitude and shadow. So it looks like you're going to be working through some kind of shadow side or some kind of fears or some kind of negative patterns, something that doesn't serve you, some kind of characteristic that doesn't serve you well or that gets you into the same cycles or positions, same kind of people you're choosing in terms of friendships, love, that kind of thing. And it's asking you to take some time out while you work through this shadow side. Spiritually, that's what you need to do. So this is a general, but I am going to pull a love oracle card as well. Stay optimistic about your love life. So possibly it is about the kind of patterns in love, the relationships you choose, that kind of thing before you maybe experience some kind of new love, or whilst you're taking some time out before you go into some kind of new situation or meet someone new or something like that. It's asking you to just take the time out to work through this. So that's what you might be going through for the month of July. So the theme for Gemini for the month of July is the Three of Cups. Okay. So what can Gemini expect for the month of July? We've got Strength and we've got the Fool. What can Gemini expect for the month of July? The Hermit, taking time out again. Okay, and the Three of Swords. Okay. So that fits in well. The Tower, yep, some changes. Flip out this way. This is the vice versa deck, so it has pictures on both sides, obviously. I think it flipped out this way, so it's like you're going through the change right now, as opposed to the change has happened and you're just like dealing with the aftermath. It looks like you're going through the change right now. You've been awoken to something, like you're now understanding something. So let's look at the blockages and challenges for Gemini for the month of July. The Knight of Swords. Is this the Queen of Cups? Yeah, Queen of Cups, who's got her back turned. The Seven of Wands, the Four of Wands, and then we'll do the outcome, and I'll do the advice after. The outcome for Gemini. Feel free to forward the shuffling. This is the Lovers. Yeah, this is the Lovers. The Moon. Oh. Two of Swords. And the Nine of Cups. Okay. So with the theme as the Three of Cups, you guys may be dealing with someone who you may return to. It might be that you're on a break for now, or you are in a period of suspension, or this connection isn't right at this time, but it's on pause for a reason, and that's so you can deal with this. So the Strength card is what you can expect. So you are going to be supported at this time as you work through your shadow time, as I feel everybody is, because it's a very difficult period to go through. It's like a mirror showing you all it's basically like a purge, and it's like you're experiencing a period where you are going through like awakening and discoveries regarding yourself. And although you do evolve at the end of it, it's quite a painful process, I'd say. And so you will be supported at this time with the Strength card here. We have the angel kind of trying to pacify the lion. And the lion here is, representing this difficult kind of emotionally draining period, like a lot of turmoil and a lot of up and down the way you feel, and things upside down, and trying to understand things, but being, like I said, awoken to certain things and understanding your part, the part that you played in these scenarios that have caused you to behave in a certain way, or have caused you to see things in the way you see them now. So it's just basically trying to allow you to purge all of this out and then reform into this new character, or reform into this more evolved version of yourselves. A better version though, in a more positive way. So it looks like you've been holding on to a lot of baggage, or you've been making many kind of mistakes that were the same, like it was foolish mistakes, it was things that you kept on kind of going back into, even if it was, cycles where it was with one person, but there's a new person or a different relationship or friendship or whatever it was, but you're choosing the same people essentially, and there's a reason for that. So you're kind of like looking and analyzing your own behavior. And we have the Hermit here, so really thinking deep, going within, maybe spending a lot of time on your own, or needing to spend time on your own to go within, because this Three of Swords here is, heartbreak that hasn't been dealt with, that hasn't been processed properly, heartbreak that stays, whether you move on physically, it stays in your mind. The things that happened in this situation stay on your mind, or the way the situation played out causes you to have this sort of negative connotation around love, or around relationships, or around giving your heart to someone, whatever the situation is. But that's about to change. So through the month of July, expect it to be kind of rocky, but you'll be in a good place by the end of it. So allow your emotions, allow yourself to feel a certain way, kind of just ride with it, because it's a lot more difficult if you go against it. But I do see that that's kind of going to be the experience you're going to have to go through, and I think it's something you're just going to have to go through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcanas out of 5 here in this row, so it's something you are going to have to go through. So that's what you can expect, maybe a lot of time on your own and dealing with this. So the blockages and the challenges are that you may be trying to rush out of this situation without, so the last situation you were in, it could be dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You may be kind of trying to rush out of this situation and move in another direction without dealing with it, without dealing with what you went through. The crux of this is that you stayed very much defensive in this situation. You stayed on guard. You didn't really fully give yourself. But yet you may have thought that this situation was, an equal give and take relationship where there was harmony. So someone may have reacted in a certain way, or just decided that, this situation, whatever they've done, they might have walked away, they might have, whatever they've done, you'll know. Sorry about the roadworks outside, I'm finding it difficult to concentrate. So whatever's happened here, it's like, you're like, well, then I won't trust anyone again, because this is how it always kind of plays out. But now you're able to see, your part in this situation, that this person just didn't turn their back on this situation for no reason. Whereas before it might have just been a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, as, you know, I don't do well in relationships. For some reason, people always do this or they always do that. And now you're able to see how you can fix that. And like I said, you're the part you played in it. But this you usually would have just maybe cut this person off and then, you know, rushed out of this situation, or before they could have ended it, or before they could have done something, you just decided, you know what, I'm out, I'm leaving, or I'm going to remain emotionally detached, and thought that was, you know, better for you. But it actually caused this situation. You remaining detached caused the situation between you and this person to be like this. Instead of like helping you, it hindered you, and that's why it caused this. But for you, it's kind of like, well, thank God I did keep my guard up, because this situation ended anyway. So it's a catch-22 there. The outcome is, I do feel, like I said, that you guys are on pause. I do feel you'll get back together at some stage when the time is right, because we have the lovers here and they're holding hands. Spiritually, you guys are really connected. But like with the moon card, again, you're sorting through your emotions and issues that have caused you to feel like love just doesn't work out for you, or, you know, and you have to stay optimistic about your love life. So there's some sort of negative, like I said before, a negative sort of outlook on love or relationships. The Two of Swords. So there's information that is kind of coming to you slowly. And as this is the vice versa, this person's in reverse with the Two of Swords. So their back is to the card, to the camera, should I say. So it's like you're slowly receiving information. But at the end, we see the Nine of Cups. So you do get to a place of emotional contentment. You do feel like you understand, you have a better understanding. You do feel like you're in a much better place emotionally. Like you can kind of embrace your emotions and not see them as weak. So you do seem like your emotions are back under control, and you get it. There's some kind of like epiphany that you get what happened or what's gone wrong or how you can change. But it's going to be quite a difficult month to start with, but I feel like by the end of the month you're in a much better position. You understand. So let's see, strength. Yeah, the Nine of Swords and the Knight of Wands. So it's like usually you just duck out from the situation, you just run from it, you know, move on to the next situation and not deal with it. And here it's, you know, something you're having to deal with. So it's quite, you know, in order to receive this growth, but it's quite, you know, stressful. It's a situation where you're like, you almost like want to run away from it, but there's no way you can run, because the problem is, you know, that it's within you. You can't run from it. You have to face it at this time. Before the Ace of Swords, so victory and clarity. The Hermit, the Ten of Pentacles. So the Hermit is like soul searching, but with the Ten of Pentacles, you might be trying to find practical ways of dealing with certain things, or you might be in a position, let me see what the Ten of Pentacles, just in case I'm reading it wrong. Again, so the Nine of Cups and the Six of Cups. I still feel like this person and you will return to each other, whoever it is, because I don't think there was a real reason as to why. It wasn't like a massive explosive situation that caused the situation to erupt. I feel it was something that was long overdue, but you're not going to get the growth that you need whilst being in this situation. So that had to be put on pause. You have to deal with this, and then I feel like this person or you will return, or you will both reconnect with each other, and that is like fulfilling for not just you, but it's like your soul will be at peace or at ease, and it will feel like it's going in the right direction. Because with the Ten of Pentacles, it's like it's like you guys are almost like supposed to be, or almost like it's fated, or there's some kind of fated event that's kind of going to come up in the future where you guys are in a connection, a committed connection, maybe even marriage or something like that. But I do see that when you've come out of this situation and this growth has happened, there will be it's like something will be ready for you. This person will be ready for you, you will be ready for them. The Three of Swords. And even though this is a general, I keep getting love readings for the signs, so after the Three of Swords we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Sun. So it looks like it's taken a lot of work to get to this place. I don't think that this is your only kind of tower moment, but I do feel this is the straw that broke the camel's back, if you like. It's the one that really mattered, the final thing that needed to be done. Because it doesn't look like you're going through this for long. Maybe you have been going through it, but right now I just feel like, you know, you will reconnect with this person quite quickly, considering this whole situation. The Star. So healing and self-care. Sorry about this noise in the background. My road is very busy. The Knight of Swords. With the Knight of Swords, okay. Thank you, that helps. Queen of Pentacles. So, for some of you, you may have a message to give to someone, but maybe they're not. So this is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it can be, but maybe they're not responsive to you right now, and maybe there's a reason for that because you're going through this, or maybe your messages aren't quite getting to them, or if they've blocked you, for instance, or if you are wanting to communicate with them, but I don't know why, I just feel like it's not quite landing, or something's not quite getting there or happening. But again, I do feel that it's for a reason. Conflict. For some of you, as I said, maybe like if you move to situations, what like I said before, like instead of dealing with it, you might just rush to another situation. Maybe you had different people that you just went to. If something wasn't working out, you like fleet between people, or go back to a particular person that always made you feel safe and comfortable, that was always available, but you were never dealing with the problem. And that's the shadow side you're dealing with. The Three of Cups and the Ace of Wands. So with this water sign, it looks like I said there will be a coming together, there will be a reconciliation at some point, and there will be a starting again, but as a new improved version of you, or somebody that, you know, is awakened and has the understanding and the knowledge. So the understanding and the knowledge to change and to you know, work towards becoming a better version, should I say, because you won't just be a better version overnight, but kind of like working towards that and willing to work with this person, and just, you know, despite the fears and despite the fact that things could go wrong, you're willing to put in the work to make sure they don't go wrong and they go right. The Magician. Yeah, so you were kind of like a slippery fucker. Sorry to swear like that. That's what literally, like I just heard, slippery ever. Like not easy to read, and you know, you try to make things mysterious, but it was really because you just didn't want this person to get too deep and too close to the real you, because then you have a problem. The Lovers with the Five of Pentacles. So believing that maybe this person will just leave anyway. The Lovers is your card. You know, in terms of relationship, you have a lovely soulmate relationship, but just feeling like, well, this person will leave, so, you know, let me try and keep them on their toes or something like that. And that's with the Four of Wands. So it's like you didn't want to get too comfortable with them. That was the blockage and the challenge, the obstacle. You didn't want to get too, you know, romantically, you know, settled with them, so that, you know, then it's more likely that they'll see the real sides of you, and they might decide that, oh, they don't like it, and move away. So that's the kind of blockage that you face, that people would just walk away if they knew the real you, or if they saw how vulnerable you were, or if you gave your all. So you try to keep it, you know, very much surface level. So the Lovers. Yeah, so there's a distance between the two of you while you are working on yourself. The Moon with the Six of Pentacles. So you're kind of focused on that. So you're not really giving much to any other situation. You're here working through this. The Page of Cups, with having compassion towards yourself. So it's you're being, like I said, I do feel a strong sense that you're being guided, and you are being supported at this time. Whether you know, obviously you don't probably see it, but it's happening. Even there, Temperance, balancing yourself out, but like an angel, the card of the angel kind of watching over you and helping you. Yeah, helping you work through this shadow side with the Devil card here. So that, you know, there's change that's created, the Five of Swords, like I said, kind of like keeping someone on their toes. But it's not because you wanted to do that, it's just because you just felt like if you gave your all and, you know, allowed this person to see all of you and see beneath your beautiful, as they say in the song, flaws and all, and, you know, there you are. It's like, will they accept me? Will they get bored, or will they, you know, decide that something else is better? There's just many different things it could be, but whatever it was stopping you from progressing in relationships. So you always had this, you know, mental conflict where you wouldn't let anyone close. Again, see? So that's what you're working through, but it looks like the outcome is the Nine of Cups, so you will be feeling a lot more at peace and content by the end of it. You'll be feeling a lot better within yourself. And like I said, I do see that you and this person will come together again in the right time. It's not so far away. It doesn't seem so far away for me. It may be in the month of July, it may be slightly ahead, but it's almost like it's preparing you. And some of you could be dealing with a soulmate or a twin flame, but it seems like it's preparing you for to come back together. So there's, you know, this work that needed to be done. Or this is for you or your partner. So if it resonates as as not you, but it sounds familiar to your story, then it's your partner that's, you know, going through these changes. So the advice for Gemini, Nine of Cups again, but it's fallen this way, and this time it's got the angel hovering over it, like her work is done, complete, she's happy with that. The Lovers again. So this connection, you're still holding on to each other, like spiritually you guys are still like linked, you're still holding on to each other. Physically you may feel their absence, but really, you know, you guys are still together. You guys still feel each other, you're still in each other's energy very much. The Knight of Wands. The Six of Cups. So the advice is just to go through this change, I feel. I don't feel there's much you need to do, because you guys will reconnect. So maybe it could be the month of July for some of you. The Five of Swords. So the advice is to let the past go and move forward. Treat it as though, you know when you were a teenager or a child and you just went into this, new love, and you didn't really think about it so much. It wasn't like, what if I get hurt, or let me play the game this way, or anything like that. It was more, you just jumped into it and kind of allowed yourself to enjoy the moment. And that's what it's kind of asking you to do, adapt that childlike behavior where you're not, don't be completely stupid, which you won't be anyway, considering you've come from a place where you've been overly cautious instead. But at the same time, just like feel like you have no baggage. Like when you were a child, you weren't afraid that someone was going to hurt you when you jumped into a relationship. You just went with it. Just obviously still use discernment, which you will, and look out for red flags, but don't carry this same Five of Swords mentality where you're playing games or trying to outdo them, or play smartly. What is this? Let me check. This Judgment coming back together. This isn't Judgment. What card is it? Let's see what that is. King of Wands. Yeah, I don't feel really, I think that's the advice. I don't think, now I just think I'm pulling cards for the sake of it. Yeah, because this is just what you're working through. This is a Five of Pentacles. We already saw this, so we know. So the advice is to just, what I said before with the Five of Swords, to just when you are, getting into this situation, don't stop using your head and stop trying to play mental games, or stop trying to make sure that because you're coming from the wrong space. You're not coming from a space of the heart and from a space of love. And that would, that in itself would make the relationship go funny, or because you can't expect to play things like this and play these games and things like that and then win, because you won't really be winning. It's not genuine, it's not natural. So that's the advice here. Out of all the lessons to learn, that to just go with it and stop trying to predict the outcome or create the outcome or having too much control. Allow yourself to let it flow and to come from the heart space. Okay, so enough rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed the reading. I hope it resonated with some of you. Like I always say, if you'd like a specific reading specific to your situation, then my website is in the description box below. The link's there, just click on it and it'll take you straight there. Please don't forget to like, share and comment, share your story if you'd like to. And I will speak to you guys soon. So I'm wishing you a very, very blessed month. And good luck on this, amazing journey we called life. And going through this particular situation. It's going to be hard, but it will be so worth it in the end. I promise you guys. So I love you lots and lots and lots, and take care, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Okay?